everybody. Today I wanted to show you a quick technique video. It's a technique that I use all the time in mixed media and I love it. I don't know if there are any other videos out there showing it. There are lots of other videos showing a similar technique, I think, but I just thought I'd show you what I normally do. It's just something I like to do a batch of things to have ready for when I want to do some mixed media work. I keep lots of big scraps in this folder. Anything that I think's interesting, things that I've previously stamped, so that I've got tissue that's ready to go. When I've got waste paper, I stamp on it and I pop that in there. Any interesting bits of paper that I think might work, wrapping paper that I like, wallpaper, old wallpaper that I like, anything that's kind of that I think will be useful or that I can stamp on. Actually, that should really be in my, I could be using that today. But yeah, so anything, old things that I've downloaded off the internet, bits of paper that I've used, paper that I've painted on and stamped. I just keep everything in here so that when I fancy doing a bit of mixed media, I can just grab this and I know I've got some stuff to use. But today I'm going to show you this technique. I've grabbed basically some of my favourite stamps, whichever stamps you like, whichever ones, background ones, detail stamps, whichever you fancy. These just happen to be a few of my favourite stamps here today that I'm going to use. So just pop those to one side, and then this is, I always keep my tissue papers from presents, from if I, you know, sometimes you get paper that is smushed up and stuffed into a bag when you buy a bag. Any paper like that, I unsmush it and fold it up and I pop it in this little folder because I know that that's going to make great stamping fodder. It's great tissue paper or paper to stamp on. You want quite thin paper that's going to actually go translucent once you add glue to it. So that's my stash. Just put that to one side. So let's grab out some tissue paper. And what I like to do is take Versamark or whichever watermark stamp you happen to have, and let's see, what stamp should we start with? Let's start off with, should be more organised, shouldn't I? Ah, this one. I haven't got many script stamps, I need to get some actually, but this is the only real one that I've got, but I use it all the time. So I'm just going to mount that. If I could come a little bit closer, maybe that'll be, yeah, that's a little bit better, isn't it? And I like to, with my mixed media work, I like to add a little sort of metallic, accent to it. And I've found that a good way to do that is by this technique. So I'm going to stamp up my, and the great thing about this is it doesn't really matter, oh, I'm out of shot now, aren't I? It doesn't really matter how accurately you stamp it down, because it's mixed media, so the more random it is, the better it's going to look when you come to use this piece of art. So I'm just going to do a few to start off with, and then when I get going I'll fast forward through. So I'm just going to do that to start off with, and then we'll use some tinsely gold to start off with. I'm just going to literally sprinkle that all over. like I say, this isn't a new technique. You know, lots of people know how to emboss. I just wanted to show you how, you know, this is something that I normally do in advance, so that I've got lots of nice materials to work with when I fancy having a bit of a play. Okay, so that's nicely set now. The embossing powders that work well for this are like I say, because I'm trying to add a metallic edge to my work. This is what I like to use. So I tend to use tinsel gold. I've got a silver, the bronze, copper one is really lovely, and then I've got a gold shellac. That's a good one too. That's not so much a metallic-y look though, that one. And it can disappear, especially if you're using a lot of you know, sort of browns and neutral colours. That one can disappear behind those, whereas these ones will tend to stand out more. And then obviously you can use black embossing or white embossing if you want something to really stand out, but at the moment I'm just going to use these ones. So I'll do a bit more and fast forward through it so you can just watch what I'm going to do. Okay, so that's the sheet more or less completed. I've got a few little gaps that I've missed, so I've taken a smaller stamp now. I'm just going to fill those gaps in and do the exact same thing in those spaces, just so that I've used every possible bit of tissue paper that I can. So that's page, or sheet number 1 finished. Lots of different metallic finishes on my little script stamp that I've got. So I'm going to go on now and do a few other sheets with some of my other stamps, and I'll be back once I've done that. So here are the finished papers. I did 3, one with lots of flourishes, one with one of my background stamps and some butterflies to fill in, and then just one with the script stamp. So I've got lots of tissue with metallic embossing on, ready to go for my next project. I'll just try and get you a bit more close up so that you can get a better view on that. Hopefully you can see that much better now. There's the, what you're looking at, is that the silver? That's the silver, I think, isn't it? Silver, black, white, copper, oh that's gold, sorry, that's the gold. That's the gold, that's the copper, and then the silver. Just come back out a bit. It suddenly struck me looking at these that this would make wicked wrapping paper. And you could do it on just plain newspaper, you know, the sort of paper that you would print on newspaper, or just any old paper really, or on tissue paper and use it as wrapping paper, because I'd love that. as wrapping paper. I'd love to receive that as wrapping paper. So that's that technique for you. I think what I'll probably do next is another video just to follow up, just to show you how I will use it in a mixed media project, but that'll be safe for the next video, I think. So thank you very much for watching, as always, and I'm really grateful for those of you who've subscribed to my channel, and yeah, thank you very much. Bye bye.